Welcome. This is the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, and we are so glad that you've made it to a calmer corner of your day. Here, we focus on real solutions, practical help, and the kind of encouragement we could all use a little more of. So let's get to it.
Hi everyone, it's Robin from Senior Safety Advice, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. I want to talk about something that doesn't always make it into the holiday conversations. It's that quiet, heavy feeling that can show up when you're supposed to be merry, cheerful, and full of joy, but you're not. Maybe you're grieving, maybe you're missing someone, or maybe this year just feels different and you're trying to hold it all together. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone. Many people struggle through the holidays. It might look like everyone else is having the perfect season, but behind the scenes, a lot of people are carrying loss, change, or heartbreak. And grief doesn't care what month it is. It doesn't pause because the calendar says it's time to celebrate. I've had years where the lights were up, the music was playing, but something in my chest felt tight. Maybe you've felt that too. Sometimes grief is loud and overwhelming. Other times it's quiet and shows up as a wave that hits you while you're wrapping gifts or listening to a familiar song. So today I want to walk through how we can move through the holidays without pretending everything is fine, but also without feeling swallowed up by sadness. You might be grieving a person, a relationship, a loss of health, or even the loss of the life you used to have. Whatever your grief looks like, it's real, and it's valid. The holiday season tends to magnify whatever we're already feeling. When you're hurting, the contrast between what you're supposed to feel and what you actually feel can make everything harder. One of the first things I encourage people to do is to give themselves permission to feel however they feel. You don't have to push yourself into joy. You don't have to act cheerful to make other people comfortable. You don't have to apologize for needing a little extra space or quiet this year. Grief does not follow rules, and it doesn't follow holiday schedules. Another helpful step is to set gentle boundaries. Maybe there are certain events that just feel too overwhelming right now. Maybe a big holiday dinner brings up too many memories, or the idea of hosting feels impossible. You can choose what you're able to do. You're allowed to say yes to the things that support you and no to the things that drain you. Sometimes a smaller gathering or even a quiet evening at home is exactly what your heart needs. I also want to talk a little bit about traditions. Holidays are full of them, and when someone is missing, those traditions can sting. It's okay to change things up. You can keep the parts that comfort you and let go of the parts that hurt. Or you can create something new that honors the person you're missing. For example, you could light a candle for them, or cook their favorite dish, or share a story about them with your family. These small acts can bring a sense of connection instead of emptiness. And if you're a caregiver, your grief may be layered. You might be grieving the person your loved one used to be, or you might be grieving the life you had before caregiving. Anticipatory grief, which is grieving before the loss actually happens, is very real and very common. So be gentle with yourself. You're carrying a lot, and it's okay to admit that this time of year feels complicated. Now let's talk about support. Grief can feel isolating, but you don't have to go through it alone. Sometimes talking with a trusted friend, a support group, or a counselor can make a huge difference. If reaching out feels hard, even writing your feelings down in a journal can be grounding. And if you're supporting someone who's grieving, remember that the greatest gift you can offer is presence. You don't need perfect words, just a listening ear and a warm heart. Another thing I want to encourage is taking care of yourself in simple, practical ways. Grief is exhausting. It affects sleep, appetite, and energy. So check in with your body. Drink water, eat regular meals, take short walks. Give yourself moments of rest. These small steps aren't about fixing grief. They're about supporting yourself while you carry it. And here's something important. Moments of joy don't mean you're forgetting your loved one. Sometimes people feel guilty if they laugh or enjoy part of a holiday, but grief and joy can coexist. You can hold both. Allowing yourself a small moment of happiness doesn't take away the love you feel for the person you lost. If anything, it honors them. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Grief is a sign of love. It shows that someone mattered. And even though grief can be painful, it also connects us to the parts of our lives that shaped us. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're simply human. So if the holidays feel different or heavy this year, take them one step at a time. Let yourself feel what you feel. Protect your energy. Hold close the memories that bring comfort. And reach out if you need support, because you deserve care too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message speaks to your heart or you know someone who might need to hear it, please share it with them. And until the next episode, take care. Bye.
This podcast is part of our mission to help older adults live safely and independently. If you'd like to take the next step, visit aginginplacedirectory.com, where you'll find specialists, helpful resources, and inspiration to make every home your place to thrive.